Just before coming here on the stage, I was asking Manu how much free time has she got after she's come back from Paris. And she's still not found enough time to breathe. Thank you, everyone. The only introduction that you need here is who I am. My name is Shriniwas. There, you don't need any introduction. First female Indian shooter to win an Olympic medal. First Indian woman to win 2 Olympic medals. It doesn't get bigger than that, and a range of things. As we go further, we're going to kind of keep talking about. The first thing I'd like to begin with is, Manu, you have come back, and the last 1 month has been a total high in terms of all the accolades that you've been getting. But what has been going on, like inside your mind, in terms of where do you go further from here? Let's first begin with what is the future hold for you after this kind of a high that you've seen?
Firstly, thank you all so much for the very, very warm welcome. And thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure coming and meeting with all of you. So for me, the target will be the journey to gold in the Olympic Games. So next thing will be LA for me. However, I'm on a short break for now. It's been 8.5 years that I took break from my sport. So right now is a time when I'm like, okay, 3 months, 4 months, I will take and then start back with my training again for the LA 2028. And all the competitions in between, I'm like, it's just a milestone, and then the further goal will be LA 2028 for me. And right now also I'm enjoying everything. I'm getting to dress up and all, so it's fun and games.
Lovely. I also saw one of your quotes very recently where she said that while one can go on to become an engineer, become a doctor, whichever respective field that you want to excel in, and so is it with sport. Sport has so much to offer today's times.
Right.
But does any other profession has the pain to offer the way sport does? Because if things don't work, like what happened in Tokyo, it can be pretty painful, right?
It can be, but I believe that when you are actually really invested in something, when something's really close to your heart, for example, for me, it's my sport. I'm really connected to it emotionally, physically, mentally. So it will cause pain when sometimes you're not able to deliver to the level that you've been expecting. So for some of the people, it'll be sports. For some of people, it'll be education. Some of people, it'll be business. So whenever you are really invested in something and you are not really able to deliver to your levels, that will cause a lot of pain. And sports, I believe it gave me an opportunity to travel the world, which I really, really enjoy. So I would really be go into sports, but also you have to balance your studies and everything. Everything is really important. You can't be just sports or just activities or just studies. It should be a balance in life.
We see you smiling right now and enjoying all the focus, but tell us how lonely a sport like shooting can get. I got an opportunity a couple of years ago to go to a shooting range for the first time. It was this pistol shooting range. And honestly, when I saw these youngsters aiming for hours and hours into, kind of staring at nothing, it's really depressing to look at. How is it to actually pursue the sport?
Don't say depressing. But we find our interests in it. For me, my sport gives me kick. For example, if I'm shooting in some event and I do not win, so for the next event, for me, it will be I have to win. I have to win in the next competitions. The mistakes I made, I should learn from them and not repeat in the next one. So we set goals, short-term goals for very next competition, or say next year, the competitions that are. So we set short-term goals, and I'm sure in beginning, shooting can be really, really boring for some people. But once you start to get a hold of it, I'm sure it's really interesting. And for a hobby also, it can be really interesting to just keep your mind off things. So I really enjoy it, and I would ask you all to, whenever you come to the ranges or if you get time, please try shooting. It's a very good stress reliever as well.
Nice. You talk about hobbies. Like, I really want to know what are the hobbies that you have cultivated? Like shooting as a hobby. Now she's into sketching. She's into horse riding. She plays the violin. She reads. These are the hobbies that you've cultivated, right? Are these
Yes.
hobbies or are these coping mechanisms to cope with shooting?
For me, it's just hobbies because I really enjoy doing different things. I mean, we all should find time for ourselves to, be able to do things that we really like. I mean, some people like to try different sports. For example, on Sundays they go for a run or for a football match or something. Some people go for movies and all. You should definitely find time for yourself. You should definitely devote at least 5 hours or so every week for yourself, and it will make you feel really good. For me, it's trying different sports, different activities. It's really fun.
It's easy, some people
It's
go for a
easy.
walk, some people go for a run, some people get horse riding, some people just learn violin. It's easy, right?
It is easy. I mean, you should enjoy what you do. And if you find out time for yourself, even like 5, 6 hours every week, it'll really elevate your mood, and it'll really be able to help you focus better in what you're doing in your life.
There was this short reel on Instagram of Manu which had gone viral very recently. I don't know whether you all saw. Some influencer with a very good sense of humor says, attitude तो ये ऐसे दिखाते हैं जैसे 2 medal जीत के आए.
Yes, that was really funny to shoot actually.
एक नहीं 2 medal. But seriously, after so what was difficult? What was more difficult? Finding motivation after Tokyo or staying motivated now after this kind of a high that you're seeing?
I believe like both of those situations, like the one I had after Tokyo, also took, it took a toll on me. I was really, really heartbroken, and I was like, next time I have to win, and I must win. But during the process, as soon as Tokyo ended, I was really motivated for the next Olympic Games. But 2022 and 2023 showed me a really tough time. So coping up at that time was really difficult for me, but I was like, just put in your own honest hard work and just let it be. Just let it be. Before Olympic Games, I would like to share this with you all. Before Olympic Games, Paris 2024, I was not able to win any major medal in any event. I was winning team medals, but not an individual medal. So I was really not confident entering the Paris 2024. But my coach and my family were like, you must deliver what you have learned. You must try to do your best in this event and just let it be. You will win a medal. He was really confident in me, but I was not. But when you are really focused in your process, I'm sure you will get the results as well.
I've been reading about the wonderful things that you've had to say about your coach. Kind of heartwarming. We'll come to that. Now, one of the things that Manu's doing, and I was talking about how she loves to pursue things, one of the things that she's doing is she's gone back to serious studies, academics. Once again, I really wanted to talk about this. More importantly, because, having tracked sport for the longest time, I've really seen athletes, whether it's cricketers, non-cricketers, anyone, like struggling with their careers post-retirement. It's such a heartless space, right? I mean, in any other vocation in life, 30 years, I'm actually looking to move to the next level of my career. Whereas in sport, mostly around that age, an athlete is wondering, what do I do next? So that's where I think academics come in and are really important. So you're really setting the benchmark for younger kids who are following you.
You said I've gone back to studies. I never left it. I was never like, okay, drop this and
Gone
just
back,
focus on this. So.
I didn't mean gone back, but you're pursuing it with all seriousness.
I'll tell you truly, actually, I come from a family of engineers or professors or teachers and all. So it's like I have this kind of pressure when I'm in studies or schools or colleges. So there's this thoda sa pressure, I feel at times that if you fail, it's not going to look good on your profile. I don't want to be tagged as like she failed this class or she failed this year of the college. So I would not like to do that. And my tutors really helped me with that. And I believe that, you should be able to balance everything in your life. One thing cannot take you as farther as you would want to go. So for me, it's like when I get time free out of sport, I really enjoy studying as well. And my tutors really help me with that.
And if this is not enough, her parents are here. So after this session is over, we can definitely take some tips on how to study and be an Olympic champion both at the same time. All right. You spent most of your childhood, traveling, competing, Youth Olympic, Gold, World Cup, in your teenage, right? What was the teenage like? And I'd like to understand it from your perspective so that I get an understanding of how it is like for most champions, kind of when they are at that age where you want to be out with friends, you want to go out, you want to have fun, everybody around you probably has a more laid back lifestyle, and you are there in that range with headsets and just looking at that one dot and going on and on and on. So what is it like?
I'm sure many people really like to enjoy their teenage years and hanging out with friends or going for a movie and all. But for me, it was never really the case. I was actually not able to make friends because I was not really around in school times or in college times. So I was mostly out shooting competitions for country. And I think at that time when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, the major thing that really, really inspired me and motivated me and that kept me going was that if I lose one competition, I would be really pissed off. I'd be like, how could you lose? How are you not able to win this competition? So that would really trigger me. It would actually trigger me a lot. And then if I'd win a competition, I'd be like, you have to repeat it. You have to do it again. So that was my motivation that really kept me going when I was 16, 17, 18, 19. But right now, like I'm more patient with things and I'm like, okay, you will win when you will. Just keep going. Just keep going with the flow and keep putting your hard work. And I mean, I also enjoy watching movies and all with my family and friends. I take out time, as I mentioned earlier. I take out time for my hobbies. I take out time to spend with my family. And as a human being, I mean, that is the very foremost priority we should have, spending time with family and giving yourself time as well. That will really, really help you mentally, physically, and to go in a longer run in your careers.
I have absolutely no doubt about the triggers that she speaks about. You should write a book someday between Tokyo and Paris, because if motivation has to be the word, I don't know if it gets better than that in the current context, after what happened in Tokyo and then what has happened in Paris. And I will keep coming back to you with more and more stories over the years on that. Now, having said that, take us back to, Manu, the shooter in the making. Are you a product of the system? Because again, I mean, champions have gone on to become what they've become apropos of the system, right? In some ways, there are athletes who have benefited from the system, and then again, there are athletes who have gone on to succeed regardless of what the system has kind of provided. I'm just saying, in general, what do you look at yourself as?
So we all come across several challenging moments in our lives and in our careers. For me also, sometimes it was really challenging for me to be able to go along with the system. Sometimes the system really helped me to actually achieve something in life, something like win some competition or qualify for some events in competitions. So it was both. Actually, the system helped me also, and when it was challenging for me, for example, before the Paris Olympic Games, we had like 4 or 5 sets of trials, and I was shooting 3 events. It was really hectic for me. It was challenging, but it really made me strong, and I came out stronger, and it actually really helped me in Paris as well. So I don't think we can always have everything how we want them to be, how we want it to be. Sometimes life will throw really hard times at you. Sometimes it will be really difficult for you all. It was for me as well, but that time will really make you stronger. And I can't say I'm a product of something or not, but everything that has happened in my life really made me who I am today. And I'm really grateful that it happened.
It's clearly a case of, seeing the glass half full. That's it. That's how life should be. But, I was asking because also there have been so many stories about, years ago where shooters used to face the whole problem of, either you become a shooter first and then import the gun. Like, how do you, small things, there used to be so much struggle, but I'm sure things are better now from a system standpoint.
So initially, I did face this challenge that, I was not really able to get a license to import a pistol, but sooner the things were addressed, and I got help also from the government and from the media people especially. I mean, the media was the body that really helped me with getting the license for the first time when I had to import the pistol. So, I mean, everything can be useful, and I had never imagined I will have such good relations with media people in a longer term. And definitely, I believe that challenges will help you get stronger in life. You will be, so there's a saying that God will throw challenges at you thinking that you are capable of overcoming that and becoming even stronger. So just face the challenges, whatever they are in your lives, and I'm sure some people have it even tougher in lives, but they'll make us stronger.
Okay, before we wrap up, one last thing. And this is something that as I keep saying, watching a shooter from a distance, how emotionally fragile can a shooter's life and mind and canvas be? Because so much time that you'll spend alone, like, anything. How do you stay away from anything that can negatively impact, because such a mental thing to stay positive all the time, and then it's, again, not boring, but I mean, I'm just saying, like.
So yes, it gets boring at times for me as well, even now. Sometimes it's boring, but I mean, like, I have learned, my sport has taught me so much of patience. Earlier, I was a really impulsive person. I would really react to things quickly, especially when I was into boxing and karate. I was so impulsive in nature. I was like, if it's getting out of my hands, I would react immediately. But in this sport, it has taught me a lot of patience, and I would say that you should actually stick by what you really like in life. Shooting, I really love. I really enjoy playing my sport. So I think I'm going to stick by for a long time, and I will try for as long as it's possible for me, for as long as I love my sport. And we should all try to give our best in our fields. And India has so much of potential. I mean, come on, like so many 1.5 billion people now. And we all have so much of talent, so much of potential. In the coming years, I think we can dominate in many, many different segments of life, different segments of career. So
That's a wrap. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to have Manu Bhaker here. Thank you for taking the time out to be here today. Well, you can see the accolades speak for all of us. Thank you, Manu. Thank you. And we hope to sit here again after LA28.
yes, I would like to say something. Actually, the Paralympics have just begun. And Indians are also doing well. Let's all support our Paralympians and cheer for them. Let's root for them. And we hope they bring in as many medals as possible for our country and shine brighter. Thank you so much.
Thank you.